Good night, Gamma Pro.
Good night, sir.
I've probably spoken to a lot of branches, but I never spoke home. So I thought y'all didn't want me to speak to you. But Mr. Burroughs definitely represent a group of new frontiers of the PLP, young people stepping forward in the party. So I want to congratulate him on what he's been doing in Yamacraw and how he's been able to lead the branch thus far. I've had the opportunity to party officers, branch chairman, thanks for having me. I've had the opportunity to speak to many branches and talk to many PLPs. This week I returned to China. I do so with a very heavy heart, knowing that there was so much work to be done in the party. When I'm home, I try to do my best to help advocate to ensure that the PLP represent on the bottom line, but I have some unfinished business that I have to do. And I leave knowing that I leave a government behind that doesn't really care, or let me don't say care, they care for who they want to care about in advancing our country. And so when I was speaking to Corrigan, I said to him, I want to basically talk about how do we restructure the Bahamian economy. How do we build an economy that empowers Bahamians? I've had the opportunity to be a part of the platform committee. I think you may have before, I'm not sure. Been a part of the platform committee?
Me?
Yes, ma'am. No, you haven't. Oh, okay.
Just one second.
But I've had the opportunity to be a part of that platform committee.
Oh, my sister was.
Your sister was. Y'all look like, y'all look alike. There you go. But I've had the opportunity to be a part of the platform committee and to know what policies that the PLP would be advancing in the next general election and some of the things that the party will be advocating for. And I want to just start by being honest and saying that as a country, we have a lot of work to do and we have a long way to go. And under this current government, we probably have a lot of heavy lifting to do because they would have committed to some things that we personally and philosophically wouldn't commit to. But I always remind myself that if we are going to build a country or a nation that will be able to compete, we have to ensure that as a country, we educate our people. And the PLP was about that. We wanted majority rule and independence. We thought that in order for us to succeed, we have to ensure that our people have the capabilities and the skills to compete. And somewhere down the line, we've lost that commitment. So the only way we could restructure our economy, the only way we could ensure that the Bahamas is advanced as number one, if we give young Bahamians the opportunity to be educated. And when I listen to the Minister of Tourism, of Education, Jeffrey Lloyd, say that Bahamians don't understand the D average and that they should look at the amount of students who graduate. And I say to them that if you are people who graduate and they're graduating with the minimum requirements, then what kind of country do you intend to build?
Minimum requirements.
You cannot build a country on minimum requirements.
No.
You have to ensure that despite having an increasing graduating rate, that you have people who are graduating and equipped with the skills and talent to move this country forward.
That's right.
So when I see the National Training Agency having training programs for butlers and maids, that's an old economy. The Bahamas must diversify beyond tourism. And we must train our people beyond the tourism industry. So the next task of the PLP government must be training our people in a new economy. Not the old economy that we know that may be sustainable, but you cannot, no country builds economy on one industry. Where if something happened, the entire country falls. That a country who builds its economy on banking, a banking industry that is shrinking. So as a party, we are challenged with how do we move our people forward in the 21st century? How do we ensure that Bahamians are able to have the skills, and be able to compete. And whether or not our education system is relevant for their advancement. Are we training people or educating people to be able to take advantage of the opportunities now? And do we have a country that rewards hard work, that says that whether you're PLP or F&M, if you are talented, you could succeed? Not every Bahamian have the privilege to know someone who's connected, to be a PLP, to be an F&M. Some Bahamians believe that if I could go to university, apply my best, try my best, I should be able to come home and participate. That if we're going to restructure our economy, it shouldn't matter whether I'm an F&M or PLP. It should matter whether or not I'm a Bahamian able of advancing our country. So outside how we educate our people, how do we put politics aside for our common good? How do we ensure that whether the PLP lose and the F&M win, that transition is not painless? I've seen a government who didn't see the value of giving a people national health insurance. And a part of restructuring our economy, we know that the Bahamas is the most unhealthy country in the world. One of the most unhealthy countries in the world. The most unhealthy country in the Caribbean. And we was a government that saw the importance that if something would have happened to a Bahamian and they could not afford it, that they know a government would be there to have their side. And some Bahamians didn't see the value of what we were seeking to do, and we lost. So I tell you the story of a young man whose wife called and said they were trying to raise money for his mom. She needed $60,000 to perform a heart surgery. They raised the money. It took so long that she died. In this country, when you can't afford health insurance, people die.
That's right.
And so the next PLP government was committed itself to ensuring that no matter what the insurance companies say, no matter what those who push back say, that Bahamians deserve equal access to health insurance. And so building and restructuring our economy starts with one, ensuring that we have an education system that gives our people the skills to participate in the economy. Two, ensuring that our people have access to health care. You must have a society where people at the bottom could get to the top. I did an exercise today what I thought was the biggest social injustice in the country. When I saw the Bahamians who own land in this country and how they got the land they own, I thought it was an injustice to our development. I thought it was the biggest thing of inequality in the country, where land and wealth are in the hand of a few. I believe that with scripture saying that the poor will always be amongst us. I thought that the PLP have a responsibility to protect the most vulnerable amongst us. That we have an obligation to open up new economies. That any government understand that yes, we may be an archipelago. Yes, this archipelago may have its challenges. But each island could have its unique place in economic development. Where Andros could be the island that could feed the Bahamas. That young Bahamians could see the value of the agricultural industry. How could you build a country where the people in that country cannot feed itself? It's unsustainable. It cannot work. It is a national security risk. And if we are going to restructure this economy, how do we restructure the economy without having a viable agricultural industry? So the next PLP government, who formed BAMSI, who understood the importance of BAMSI, have to build on BAMSI. Ensuring that young Bahamians understand that we have a tourism industry that has 6 million persons visiting our shores every year. And those 6 million persons need something to eat. Sure. That's the economy. We have too much, so we are tasked in restructuring our economy by connecting linkages, knowing that the farm in Andros could feed the tourism in Atlantis or Bahamas. And we must know that Grand Bahama must be reintroduced into our economy. We cannot have an island with a body that doesn't move as fast enough for the development of Grand Bahamians. That the Grand Bahama Port Authority must understand that they are a partner in the economic development of Grand Bahama. And there cannot be a resistance to that. And we must know, because the PLP did the study, we understood what's important for the development of Grand Bahama. Not a government who buys a hotel just to have the hotel there with no true purpose, no understanding. So we must be intentional in our development. We must know that Exuma, which is in the middle of the Bahamas, could connect our southern islands to our northern islands. I speak of this economic development policy because I understand the structural challenges we have in our country. There are too many Bahamians that are unemployed. And to be as frank as I can be, the tourism industry could only absorb so many Bahamians over a period of time. What will happen is, if we don't fix our economic structure, every 5 years, Bahamians will be frustrated. And no matter what the PLP do, if we are unable to provide jobs that are not just jobs that would give Bahamians a decent way of life, where they could afford health care, and they could afford a home, we will continue to change governments. Because as long as people are not economically satisfied in this country, that will be a problem. We have our challenges. And now I summon you as PLPs in the same philosophy I share, to fight for the advancement of Bahamians, to understand our responsibility, to understand our obligation as PLPs. So Yamakro, you are leaders in our party. You are fighters in our party. I always ask the question when I meet the PLPs. I speak to PLPs. I ask them, how many fight you get left in you? And if you understand the importance of that fight, you understand the importance of fighting for a country. I see Denisio the Island speaking about how well the tourism industry doing. Yet the workers in Atlantis and Malaya prepared to strike. So I asked him, who the tourism industry doing well for? Can't be for Bahamians. I always ask PLPs, how many fight you got left in you? When you see unions and doctors and nurses striking, when you see Bahamians and PMH can't find a bed, when you see taxi drivers can't get an audience with the Prime Minister, this is about dignity, man. This is about the dignity of Bahamians, about having a government that could actually listen to their concerns. It's about dignity. A government that actually respects its citizens. Not a Prime Minister who cannot console a mother who says to him that my daughter died in a car accident. And you say to the mother, are you going to eat some soup? Wow. This is about the dignity of the Bahamian people. This is about a people trying to see how they could be empowered in their own country. When you go to Bahamas and you walk in a restaurant and the hostess of the restaurant is a foreigner, and the assistant general manager in the restaurant is a foreigner, you ask yourself the question, Bahamians can't be managers in hotels? What? I ask myself, PLPs, how much fight we get left in us. This ain't about any xenophobia or me hating foreigners. It's about Bahamians not being second-class citizens in their country. That's right. It's about Bahamians being able to qualify themselves to participate in the economy. Right. And if we don't protect them, then who will? And we know the responsibility of the effort. We know who they respond quickly to. We know when Lifewiki told them that these taxes don't work for us. We know how fast they changed those taxes. So all the Bahamians say is that we want a government that responds fast to our needs and desires as well. If we don't make these changes, if we don't understand that the world around us is changing, if we don't understand that countries are committing to goals, if we don't understand that we are being left behind, this is bigger. The Bahamas is bigger than human menace.
That's right.
The Bahamas is bigger than the PLP. It's about a group of people with a shared aspiration of wanting to do something better for themselves and generations to come. We all came to the PLP because we thought that we could make a difference. We thought that we were supporting a party that carried the vehicles of the hopes of our people. We thought that we know we were supporting a party prepared to defend the core values of our people. If we as an institution, an organization, fail in that responsibility, do we expect the F&M to step forward? Do we expect the F&M to understand their role?
No.
I do my part as a PLP. I have no desire to be a candidate. But I understand my responsibility as a member of the PLP, that I don't need a title or position to fight and advance the Bahamian people. But more importantly, in me understanding my role as a member of the PLP, I understand my role as a citizen of this country. And understanding the responsibility and the need to fight for our people. I say that the world around us is changing because you look at your sons, your granddaughters, and your grandsons, and understanding how technology is influencing them. And the jobs you see now won't be the jobs in the future. And you ask yourself, how are we preparing our people for this new economy? So the PLP have a hard responsibility. And that's why the leaders that you help influence to become the next candidates in the PLP is so important. You must ask these individuals, what's your views? What's your values? What's your vision for my constituency? And what's your vision for this country? Because you must ensure that these individuals align with a greater purpose of moving this country forward. The next election is more than winning an election. It's about securing the future of our country. We see what happened when you give an unprepared government the opportunity of governing. So we have to ensure that we are equally prepared. And preparing starts now. Preparing starts now. So I'll always do my part. I always say to PLPs who've been around the PLP longer than I have, do not be intimidated or afraid or believe that young people should do their time. And young people must not be the ones who feel that those who are not so old should step aside. I believe that young people and younger generation and the new generation can work together. I want to know the stories and history of the PLP. Because it's that history that I'm reminded of where I see the true power that I have as a PLP. To know that there was a generation before me that had the same challenges I have today, but they were able to overcome those challenges. And the only way I know I have that power is by hearing the stories and knowing my history. I say the PLP is that we say the PLP is a big tent, but we have to believe the PLP is a big tent. We have to know that there are Bahamians out there that wants to be a part of what we call this great party. And we have to be friendly to those who come to this party. And so, as I end, I say this, that we must ensure that we always, as a party, be prepared to represent the interests of the PLP and the interests of the Bahamian people. That we only serve and protect one interest, that of the people. And we must know that before, as an institution, we decide to make a national development plan, we must have a national people's plan. And that plan must speak to how do we develop our people Because if you develop a country that the people or the citizens are not prepared for, that country would fail. But if you develop a country where the people are prepared for that development, they will succeed. I stress that point to say this. If you give the Bahamian people the skills, if you cultivate their talents, if you empower them, just imagine what the Bahamas would be. I had a story of my friend who told me, look what the Bahamas have been able to achieve thus far. And we're not even trying to reach for our full potential as a country. When countries around us that say that by 2040 we'll be this, by 2020 we'll be this, in the Bahamas in 2030, where would we want to be? And where would we want to go? So I thank you for having me. I thank you for allowing me to be a part of speaking to you. And I hope that my words would just be a part of our bigger conversation on how we fix our country and how we move our party forward. And if there's any questions that you may want to ask, I will let you answer it. One second.